Today topic is recruitment. What is recruitment? But excuse my accent and my pronunciation. It might be different from the books, but here we go. So first, what is a recruitment phenomena and what is the loudness recruitment? So abnormal steep growth in the loudness perception during the gradual increase in intensity of signal or sound or pure tone will be called as loudness recruitment. So it is a abnormal steep growth in perception during the gradual increase in intensity. So the Fowler did our test, ABLB test. It is auditory binaural loudness balance test. So why loudness balance and why binaural? In case of unilateral hearing loss, we have considered that one ear is normal to keep it as a reference point for loudness. That too is specific for that person only. So he has drawn like right and left ear and continuously 10 decibel were increased. So we have compared the loudness till the patient said that he can hear the equal sound. So this was the graph in normal. Then this was when the left ear is diseased one and he has 40 decibel hearing loss. So the first sound he will be hearing on the left side will be at 50 decibel and first sound will be hearing on right side will be the 10 decibel. So and that too with the same intensity level. So we will match the intensity level accordingly. So this kind of graph will be produced and that will indicate the conductive hearing loss. Third graph represents again 40 decibel hearing loss and again we have compared the equal loudness level, but it showed that after 10 decibel increase suddenly there was too much loudness. Means we have compared like in this graph that at 70 decibel that person can hear the loudness which is about 50 decibel in the right ear, but at 60 decibel it was just 20 decibel. So there was sudden increase in loudness, but we are only increasing the intensity about 10 decibel. So this graph gives a converging type graph. So it was seen in cochlear type of SNHL. Now third graph, again 40 decibel hearing loss. We have found the graph something like this, that after increasing continuously 10 decibel there was loudness which was we were comparing to the right ear, it was not up to the same level, so there was very less increment. So this graph is kind of diverging graph from normal to the diseased ear. So this was seen in retrocochlear pathology. So in cochlear SNHL it was called recruitment, in retrocochlear diverging it was called the de-recruitment. Now we will talk about the theories of the recruitment. What are the theories of recruitment? So first, people have found that recruitment can be the either from the cochlea or it could be the neural phenomena. And from the cochlea it could be because of tectural membrane, it could be because of basement membrane, it could be because of organ of Corti. And in neural phenomena it could be because of cochlear nerve or the cochlear nucleus in the brainstem. So Mignid in 1950 first gave this theory that in acoustic trauma this will be causing the injury to the tectural membrane and that will produce this recruitment phenomena. But again, now the second person who is coming is the Tonodov. He gives the center clipping theory or the shearing force theory, that shearing force between the basement membrane and tectural membrane, it gives rise to the this extra loudness recruitment. Simon Dixon gave a summation theory which states that area of basement membrane vibrates according to the intensity of sound. So in more intensity, it will be vibrating more, and that can cause the recruitment. But organ of Corti as a source of recruitment was explained by Lurie by his duplicity theory, that there are different function and the anatomical relation of the inner hair cell and the outer hair cell. So inner hair cell and outer hair cell, that inner hair cell is situated on the bone and it has single nerve and it is stimulated above 30 decibel intensity. On other hand, the outer hair cells are situated on the basement membrane. It has many nerves on one cell and it is stimulated in the lower intensity. So when there is a damage to some OHC, so the increase in 0 to 30 decibel, which is lesser than the inner hair cell level, that will not be appreciated much. But the intensity above 30 decibel, which will suddenly the normal loudness, it will be because of inner hair cell and outer hair cell are both are stimulated together. Second theory was given according to the organ of Corti as a source was a geometry theory or dual pattern loudness theory by Tumarkin. It states according to the geometry that basal lamina is attached on one end of the basement membrane, other end is the spiral lamina. So this, because this part is a free end part and basal lamina part is a very taut part, so what will happen, that it will be having maximum vibration toward the spiral lamina and there will be very minimum vibration towards the basal lamina. So at low intensity, the peripheral basement membrane will be vibrating more because it has maximum vibration, so it will be outer HC will be stimulating, so there will be more intensity and more basement membrane will vibrate, more OHC will recruited. At high intensity, complete basement membrane will vibrate and inner hair cell, outer hair cell both will be giving the signals. That was explained by the Tumarkin. So after that, the person came was Dix-Hallpike. The Dix-Hallpike, he explained that one theory, microphonic theory, that was also for the organ of Corti as a source of recruitment. Third theory was given as a difference Lyman, DL, which is a difference in loudness perception with continuous increase in intensity. It can cause a difference Lyman. So Lusher and the Armani, they gave a proof. Their theory was given by the Rees in 1928-1933, but Lusher and the Armani, they gave a proof that when there is a normal DL, then it means recruitment is absent. But when the DL, difference Lyman, is decreased, the recruitment is present. So difference between the loudness perception is decreasing, difference Lyman. So, but difference Lyman, the perception of loudness is based on different things. The person himself, the frequency of the pure tone, intensity of pure tone, and the rate of fluctuation in the intensity. So this difference Lyman is very different. Another one, the Neuberger and Abbey and Williams, they also gave the theory for the organ of Corti. But further came the Laurentidino. Laurentidino, he gave the occlusion theory which combines both organ of Corti and the cochlear nerve as a source. He explained that any deficient in the signal will be filled by nearby signaling structure. So if OHC is damaged, nearby other OHC will fill it. If neurons are damaged, other neurons will fill it. So this was the Laurentidino, and same or similar explanation were given by Stephen and Davis, Steinberger and the Gardner, he gave a different theory, constant loudness loss theory. It was also a combined organ of corti with the cochlear nerve theory. Fowler, according to the ABLB test, gave a phenomena, the recruitment phenomena or Fowler phenomena or loudness recruitment. They were also stating that it is combination of both organ of corti and the cochlear nerve. But some researcher came that it is just only because of cochlear nerve, that is by Steinberger. He gave a fiber loss theory. Later, the Steinberger with the Gardner gave the same constant loudness theory, but initially he gave the fiber loss theory, that is only because of cochlear nerve. Next came the Qiang. He stated that increase in the spread of excitation or widening of tuning. So in the first graph, which is normal on frequency with variation in the decibel, so maximum will be heard normally in the red zone, but patient with the hearing loss, cochlear hearing loss, this is the second graph, so widening of tuning will be there. That was given by Qiang. Now next came the Hinge. He rejected this Qiang's just spread of excitation theory, widening. He says that widening though occurs, but it is not the explanation for the recruitment because it is not in the range of recruitment. So what is happening actually is that slope of the graph is increasing and the threshold range is decreasing when we plot a graph between the spike rate in the neuron and change in the decibel or intensity. So in normal, this is the slope, and in cochlear SNHL the slope is increased very much. And the next graph shows the threshold range between the different frequencies. So threshold range actually decreases. That was the Hinge. Though threshold range decreasement was also proposed by the Muir in 1985. Next came the cochlear nucleus or brainstem theory. They say the recruitment is the phenomena of the brainstem, especially the cochlear nucleus. First person who gave this theory was the Blackburn and the Sachs in 1990. They said the stellate cell in the cochlear nucleus play a role. Next came the Young and the Alter in 2004. They explained there is a separate parallel functional pathway in the cochlear nucleus. But in 2007, Kai, he gave a proof that spread of excitement is more in the ventral cochlear nucleus compared to the cochlear nerve 8. So this gave the cochlear nucleus perception theory. But how it can happen in cochlear nucleus was explained by either there is axonal sprouting or the synaptogenesis in the cochlear nucleus, which can be explaining this recruitment thing. So this was the little bit of explanation which I could gather from the different sources. I hope it is helpful.